10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi and welcome to Kick Back with Dax. Again, a new episode, a new artist, and this week this artist is originally from the USA but has made her place in Victoria, in Australia. She has had one single and now she's got a new single. Her first single was, her debut single was called Still That Girl, and her new single we'll talk about once we bring her into the room. Please welcome independent artist Sandee Facy. How are you, Sandee?
Hi, DJ Dax. How are you?
I'm good. Well, you know, as far as we can be. Now, I just heard that Victoria's been locked down for another 6 weeks.
Yes, as you see this smile here, that's just a state of shock.
Yes. So yeah, obviously.
I can't even.
I mean, I was just talking to one of your friends the other day. I was talking to Michelle Gardner, and we talked about the whole COVID experience. And you know, she was pleasantly hoping that everything was going to get better, and then today the news comes out that it's bang down, gone, 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine about it today as well, and this is before the actual announcement was made, and it's very you know, it is what it is first and foremost, which really sucks, but the bottom line is you feel like there was a lot of kids in the classroom doing what they were told, but there were a few kids in the classroom that decided that the rules didn't apply to them, and unfortunately it affects people's income, it affects people's livelihood, and sadly it affects their well-being as well. So we're kind of like the stepchildren in Australia at the moment.
So you're the as Michelle said, you're the lepers of Australia at the moment.
Yeah, no one wants to see us right now.
That's right. There you go. So, all right, let's talk about Sandee Facy. Obviously, this is going to go out around the world through YouTube and all our Facebook pages. So some people won't know who Sandee Facy is. So please introduce Sandee Facy.
DJ Dax, thank you so much. Before I even get started, I just want to thank you and your radio station and all of the wonderful people who have taken the time to vote for my debut song, Still That Girl, which has been, the response to that song has been amazing. So thank you all so much for that. Introduce Sandee Facy. Well, I've been actually in the music industry for a very long time. Been performing with different bands and duos. When I moved to Australia years ago, I bought a children's music business, so I taught children. That's how I met Michelle Gardner, actually, was through my children's music business with her children, which was great. And so music has always been a part of my life. And it wasn't until recently that all of those songs and poems they're all kind of sort of taking a life of their own now. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just, you know, writing and recording, and I've got a great producer, Nick Zammit. And
Michael Zammit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he told me not to keep my songs in my undies drawer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So let's talk about the first song for first and foremost. Your debut single was called "Still That Girl," and it has it's about your remembering your childhood, basically remembering back home in the United States. So tell us a bit about the story and how it evolved.
So do you want me to tell you why I wrote it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So I was chatting online with a friend of mine from high school, and he was telling me about a meditation concept called Thrive Yourself. And basically, what it is it's a way of reconnecting with a moment in your life, in your childhood, whether or not you had a good childhood or a bad childhood. There's always one point in time where you felt free, you felt happy, you felt like you didn't have any responsibilities. You could just do whatever you wanted to do as a kid, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
his particular memory was playing baseball, right? And then he asked me, he goes, I think I was about 13 and I was playing baseball. He goes, what about you, Sandee? And I said, I don't know. I was probably 10 and riding a Honda 50. And from that conversation, I wrote a story about how I felt on that mini bike as a kid. And I think everybody has that. So yeah, it is kind of about my childhood, but at the end of the day, I would love, like, my ultimate, experience would be to once again be in front of a live crowd and have everyone connecting with the chorus of that song, which is, Still That Girl. So
Yep, for sure. And I mean, you've obviously you've seen me when we do the Country's Under 20 show. I do a YouTube version of it, and you've asked me for copies of it and stuff like that, because I get right into the song. I really, and it is one of those songs that does bring back memories. It's like you can sit there and you can think about your own memories and go, hey, yeah, I remember that, and that's what's so good about the song, is it connects with other people, because they hear the story of your story, but then they can connect that to their own stories. So like mine might have not mine might have not been mini bikes, because I never had one.
It might have been playing cricket, or maybe you're on the beach.
Correct. Cricket, with cricket in the front yard. And I almost, well, actually I did, based off what you were singing about. I actually co-wrote a song in a similar fashion. It's more a progression of life. My song, it's more a progression of life. So it runs through from childhood, adolescence to adulthood. I wrote it with Cheryl Anderson, Anderson Lane. So she might be producing it with what's his name? I can never remember his name. That's bad of me.
That's okay.
But
she me all the time.
She might be putting it on her new album. So I'm really, really rapt. I mean, I might be a songwriter on somebody else's album. So that's cool.
There you go. No, that's fantastic. Well, there's a part of the song, the lyric of the song, in the middle eight or the bridge, or whatever you choose to call it. And there's sometimes even now when I sing that song and play it live, even when I do like my Facebook Lives, I still get a little like choked up during that one part of the song, and it's just about it's like, although the years have passed, I'm back there now, but I'm back there in a memory, and it just it's a good feeling. It's not sad. It's just emotive.
Oh, for sure. I mean, so I must ask you, because you've obviously moved from your home in the United States many years ago now, about 20 years ago, I believe it is, and you moved to Queensland, and now you're residing in Victoria. I need to know, what were the struggles that you came across between, leaving your home country and what you're so used to, and coming to a new country and a new environment?
Well, firstly, I was actually married in Debra, Queensland, which is a small, beautiful small town outside of Brisbane. And
I know Debra.
That was 26 years ago. So
yep.
when I met my Aussie husband, we decided to stay. We decided to, after our wedding and our reception, which was lovely. We got lots of friends and family there. So shout out to them. We decided to start our lives in the States for no other reason other than the fact that my parents were just a little bit older than my husband's parents. And we were like, oh, let's just see how we go. And, we were young and it's like, yeah, let's see what's up. So, moving at the time that we moved here, my dad was unwell and my mom, was also like not in the best of health either. And I remember when my husband and I went to talk to my parents about making the move back to Australia. And I made my husband tell my parents, and he's like, oh, mom and dad, I've got this job at Holden in Melbourne, and my dad had Parkinson's at the time and he was still speaking, but it was, his wisdom still resides, still resonates. My dad says, well, he says, you have to go where the fish are. And I was like,
yep.
Okay, we've got their blessing. We're gonna do this. Then we get back to our home, which was about 10 minutes up the road, and the phone rings. And I'm like, hello? And my mom's like, does that mean you're taking the grandkids? I'm like, yeah, and she's like, that's not part of the deal. That's not part of the deal. Yeah. So, and moving to another country, because I feel, I'm an Australian citizen, and because this country has been so welcoming to me and to my children, I just feel like, I have the accent, but it's just been so welcoming. So yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Cool. Very good. Very good. So you said, oh, I know all about it. I live in China. You know that, right?
I'm saying, you know how wonderful Australia is, and even my friends that are back in the States, they're always asking me, they're like, Sandee, how come you get so much time off? And I'm like, well, Australians, they're taken care of, like, and it is literally the land of, the long weekend, and also just being able to, there's a great work-life balance. I mean, under the circumstances with COVID, it's really different now, but before it was a great work-life balance where you just had time to unwind. And Americans, we tend to be like, got to get from point A to point B as fast as we can. And yeah, it's different.
That's what they're like here in China. They're a million miles an hour. They don't stop. My wife works around the clock, and I'm like, hold on, 36 and a half hour working week. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. I don't know very long, but I really like it.
I mean, obviously, because I now run the radio station, I do work senseless hours, because I've got to do interviews with international people at bloody midnight, 11 o'clock, whatever. And I'm up all night with charts and new releases and all over the place. But I usually
really have. It's fantastic.
I usually try and find enough time to relax. Don't worry.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm not much of a person. Like I have to get up and get moving and whatnot in the morning for my job. But the thing that was interesting about the video for Still That Girl is I had a 5:30 a.m. call out for that.
All right. Yes. And who did that? Was that Jay Sweeney?
Yeah, that was Jay Sweeney. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Sweeney, not Sweeney, Sweeney.
Okay. Well, he likes to use his filming. All his cinematography is fantastic, and
Oh, absolutely. You've lost something.
And sorry.
You've lost me.
Yeah, and his talent with the drone is unbelievable. Yeah, hello, Earth to Dax. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor.
Yeah,
I'm a live
yeah.
performer. I'm missing my live audiences. And, you know, that 5:30 a.m. standing in a paddock in Appin, New South Wales, I was like, oh, it was pretty cool. It was awesome.
He's a really, really good he's an artist himself. He's a cinematographer. He's a photographer. He's an all round nice guy, from what I understand. I haven't met him yet, but everybody raves about him. And I've spoken to him a few times. I was going to do a video clip when I was in Australia for the whiskey, but you know, money was tight and it never happened. So yeah. So you've done the one video clip. You've got a new song out. Now, this one's a bit different. You've gone with a cover song of a Fleetwood Mac classic. Why was that?
Do you like it? Have you heard it? Do you like it?
Of course I've heard it. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So the reason, So I've got like all these songs. I'm en route to an EP, right? Like I've got my EP all sorted. All my songs are ready for it. But I thought the lyric, I've always loved Fleetwood Mac, and I thought the lyrics of "Don't Stop" it's a great way of just helping everyone listen to a song, and it just makes you feel good. And it's kind of like, you know what, even though the circumstances right now aren't ideal at all, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. And, you know, if you wake up and you smile. So, so that's why. And of course, there again, Mick Zammit, he, you know, sprinkles his fairy dust of, you know, instrumentation. It's good. So
it's good.
I thought about whether or not to actually release it, because right now, as Michelle would have told you on her interview as well, like aside from our Facebook Lives, the only way that we can really connect, that there is no other way to connect with our fans at the moment, and our friends and our supporters.
Correct.
So, you know, we're doing our best to keep the momentum up, but at the same time, we can't actually go out and you know, promote ways to promote our music other than having people like yourself. And, you know, community radio has been great to me here as well. In Australia, it's been fantastic. So.
Yeah, well, I was saying I think I said to Michelle, and I also said to Sean McCullough over in Canada, I interviewed him a couple of days ago. I was saying that during this whole pandemic, everybody's adapted very, very well in such a quick time and in a very surprising way. You know, like. But what I did notice is that you've ended up spending more money on more equipment and different platforms, and then, you know, it's like, hold on, we've lost our ability to earn an income. We can't go out and do live shows anymore, so we can't get an income from that. But to connect with our fans, we've still got to spend more money. I don't know how you survive. I mean, how did you go through that?
Yeah, well, I'm just doing the best I can do as far as the sound equipment and whatnot. It's pretty simple. I don't have a recording studio. I actually utilize, Airwave Studio up the road. So when I'm doing my lives, I keep it pretty simple, Dax. Like, I like to be, I'm usually in here, which is my songwriting room, my meditation room. I'm usually in here when I do my live. And just recently, since the restrictions had backed off a little bit, I went out to the Neon Horse. I have to say a plug for the Neon Horse, which is a
plug to the Neon Horse.
Yeah. It's very good.
In Stanhope, Victoria, right?
Hey, yes, I was there last Saturday. Yeah, I was there last Saturday.
Yes, I did.
It's great.
I did watch your show. Yes.
Yeah. So it was really it was nice to get out, and although there wasn't quote unquote a live audience, there was just, a sound and lighting person, and Claire was there. She's just lovely, and she's such a bright ray of sunshine in such a like dark time. And then there was other artists there as well. Daniel Henwood, who was
Benny Allen. Yeah.
What a storyteller is
Yep.
he? That was fantastic.
Yeah, he's
and
good.
Monica, she's
Yes.
lovely too. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's good. It's good to mix about with people. Just got to keep our distance.
I find it, you know, I need to talk to her as well, because her story is something, you know, to talk about, because she's gone and put this whole venue together, and she was ready to open it up. She had this live event all scheduled with all these people, and then COVID hit. Bang, everything's dead.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel for her, because she's gone and put so much effort into getting this venue up and running, and she's put so much marketing and so much time and money into getting it out there and getting people to recognize it as a venue and a country music venue only. You know, like
all the sign says. It's great.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Acoustically, it's a fantastic place to perform as well. So, it's so disheartening. And the thing is, like, you know, and I think you and I talked about it the other day. It's like, you can't dream this stuff up, can you? Like the COVID and all. Like back at Christmas time when I was in Queensland with my mother-in-law and my family, like I wouldn't have had any idea that this was, you know, coming down the pipe. So, you know, I feel sorry for business owners like Claire, who, chance and, you know, and I can only hope that she's able to weather the storm, and that, it'd be great. I'm sure she'd love to talk to you. I'm sure she'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. I will contact her. She's on my friends list. Don't worry.
Music. We're all like a little family. It's great. It's great.
It is. I mean, like, I mean, the amount of people I know. Obviously, I'm Australian. I've been in the industry for a long time as well, and so the amount of industry people I know there that are on my Facebook, you know, on my Facebook friends list. I've got more artist friends and publicist friends and record company friends and you know, and neon horse. You know, I've got and other venues as well. And I've got all these people, and I looked at how many people outside of music are on my friends list. 20.
Wow.
20.
Everybody
else is in the music industry. There you go. So,
like, you really do want to see everybody succeed, and I've always said that, you know, when you have a piece of the pie, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's got to be a big piece, because what happens is the pie actually gets bigger. So the more we're able to like share the diversity of country music, Americana, whatever you want to call it, the more we write and the more we share, the bigger the pie gets. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, somebody gets whatever. That's just the way that I've always looked at life. It's about helping each other, and
for sure. I mean, there's so many people that say that the Australian country music scene is a community, the Canadian country music scene is a community, the American country music scene is a community. Everybody knows everybody, you know, like they all get together, they all help each other, and especially during this time, I've seen a lot of support for different artists that, you know, maybe they wouldn't normally support because they're all off on their own journey, you know, like, you know, I think Sean McCullough said it to me the other day. He said he's been able to see artists that he hasn't been able to see pre-COVID, because you know, he was out doing his thing, they were out doing their thing, and now COVID's happened. He's been able to watch and support a lot of other acts. So it's been good. All right, love, we've gone way over time, which is fantastic. No problem. I love chatting. All right, so thank you. Now, I do know that you have another single coming out very shortly. So I'm sure I'm not going to give anything away. We're not going to give anything away today, but I'm sure we will talk again when that has been released.
All right. Thank you so much. See you later.
No worries. You have a wonderful day. See you, Sandee.
Do the same. See you, DJ Dax.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Look at that. See ya. There you go. That was Sandee Facy. This has been Kick Back with Dax. And thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay country thunder till you're 6 feet under. Bye for now.